Oh my God, I wasn't going to do a video. I'm still charging my car for those who are keeping up to date. Yeah, got them coffee stickers here. Now, what are we supposed to do? I'm making 101 videos. I'm doing, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours a week of videos. If you wanted to watch me, I'd have to pay you. I'd have to pay you to watch me. I shouldn't even have any commercials on this. Well, we need commercials so you can go to the bathroom. I guess we do, right? Commercials. So that's crazy. I mean, I have to pay you to stay home to watch this. If you start getting interested, you don't have enough time. The wife, the kids, and if you're younger, like 14, 15, 18, 20, 25, I guess this would be a great hangout. Hey guys, let's go down to the basement, grab a couple of brewskis, and watch and see what Mr. Tack Pants has to say. Maybe he'll show up with a little color in his blue eyes. But I put in a change for my eyes. I put in a change for brown eyes. They told me I'd have to mix the brown with the blue, and I got so confused what color it was, I just painted it on my wall, ended up with yellow at the end. What I'm going to be talking to now is before and after. I did most of the equation, but I want to do the rest with you so you can feel like you see how I get to the points that I do. I just saw a 119, I just saw 125, and all the numbers are boom, 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 boom. So many things. Before, after, up, down, rich and poor, like Lavetta sent me. Thank you very much. That was, I mean, the minute anybody sends me anything, I go, oh no. I says, oh no. Now I got to do the whole calculation. I'll end up with a video. During the calculation, I'll end up doing 3 more videos because of other things I find. And all of a sudden now, I'm talking about time. So here's how we're going to work out time, right? First, I'm going to continue to say now and before, or now, after, and before, which can actually be NAB, or it's a ban. It's a ban now, it's a ban after, and it's a ban before. Okay, what we're going to talk about is time, before and after. And the only reason I came up with this category is thank you. Okay, all of this goes out thank you to the Wheel of Fortune. They gave me the before and after. Okay, and I was here before, and when I arrive again, you will say I will be there after, or I will be there after the time that I was not. Here's what I'm going to do. Oh no, that's not where I want to start it. Okay. 9 to 9. 9 minutes before 9, or 8:51. So that 8:51 will now coincide with 9 to 9. To 9 after 9 gives me 18. Now we have Mercury, Neptune. Where Neptune sits, we also have Mercury again, because Mercury and Lo Shu and Neptune all fit together in the same number. So we reconnect 1. 1 connects to 9. 9 and 8 is 17. Reverts to 8. We end up with 1 and 8 again. 8:51 minutes, hours after 9. 8 and 8, the difference is 8:08. The 16 gives us the spirit light of Saturn, the Saturn light. We don't stand up like a pie. We don't look like the, they take this pie, they shove it in our hips, they put a head on us. It's like a hot dog. You see these 2 fingers, okay? Now they work. This one's going one place, this one's going the other place. I don't know exactly how this works in electricity, but until that hot dog goes in, there ain't nothing connected. Hot dog goes in, everything connected, hot dog comes out. So you take the hamburger, you shove the hot dog in it. Well, there's your hamburger. Pretend it was a small one. Here comes the hot dog right through it. Hamburger sits like this on a table, right? And spinning around this way. A needle on this side and a needle on this side. You know the 2 hooks they have for the letters Z and N, the hooks? Well, those are the needles, and they read on 2 different sides. Okay? And the record can't go all the way around. So it's got to go this way until it ends up back at the beginning again. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue on with the numbers. 8 becomes 8 minutes to 8, in which 8 is the one world of. This becomes 868. 6 and 8 becomes 2 and 4. 2 by 4, 2 plus 4 will be the final answer, and is the furthest that the time can go, because 12 minutes to 12, and 12 minutes after 12 is 24. 24 is X. It's the bad and the bed of the heaven of man, sitting in a pearl underneath the ocean, sitting by the algae. The algae that they took away because algae Or how about MG for Mary Jane Algae? Let's fix the water up, man. That's the way it is in our head. Don't you hear me speak? I can barely say anything square. That's why I sort of pronounce things. I try a little bit harder. Because if I don't say it square, and I say it round and round and round, eventually the gear will rub off and you won't hear any of the sounds. So I did all the times, right? And when we get to the last time, we're going to have to do all the times. Look at 1111. Okay? This is 121. All right? But the difference between 11 to 11 and 11 after 11 is 22. That is life. The BB world, 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 1 is 2. Works out to the same thing as this. Okay? 12 and 12 is the same thing. It ends up with 33. That's your 2 spindles turning your record on your 33, right? 1221 comes with 1212. That's your 33. That's the time it was going to end. That's the time the 2 records came together. L and L, L and U, says read. Why do I put 2Q? 2Q, because in cursive writing, the 2 becomes a Q with 2. So we've added up all of this. I'm not going to go on to this yet. I'm not going to talk about the 0 between 2 sides, because no matter what you do, you run minus all the time. You do not come into this world without having that minus. Because you need that tail link to go back to something, and if there was nothing there, then everything that's a plus goes nowhere. Minus and plus have to go together to go from one place to the next place. Okay? We had 7, 7, which is 14. Man's on the cross. That becomes AD. This becomes 653. 6, 5, and 3. Okay? I'm not going to explain every single one what they mean. 606. Or how about, okay, how about 366 minutes? 6 by 60 is 36 and 6. 366 days in a leap year. 0 becomes 6, 666. Before and after 6 is 12. Alpha, beta. But how about 5? 5 before 5 and 5 after 5 is 10 minutes. 0 becomes 6. 6 and 1 is 7. 1 and 6 gets you the bullseye, and 55. Why 55? The time says what it does and what it creates, the bullseye. But you know what? If the 1, 3, and 5 all have aces, okay, then you have to figure out where all the 10s are. So 10, 19, 28, 37, 46 is east and west, 55. And then you revert the numbers backwards, which is irrelevant. Now what we're going to do is 4. 404 is very particular, is 808 in the bicycle playing cards. It's a bicycle playing cards because if you bring the light, you're pedaling the bike of 9. 9 pedals 6, 1. At 808, oh, we already said that. At 808, it's 752. 7 is the gateway to 52, which is heart, which is man. Ask any numerologist in regular numbers what 52 does, and you'll see the 2 heavens of 0, which is the record. 2 records over here, 2 smaller records, and 2 smaller records, and 1 over here. They all overlap each other, or it's a big and a small, just like on your oven. You know the rounds on your oven are big and small. Well, maybe that's what this is, and they overlap. Okay? Everything cuts into each other. That's why you don't see the full image. If I put my finger here, you'd have to write all around it, but you don't have to design my finger. It'll show as an empty space. Automatically, you know it's multi-leveled. Empty space shows a multi-level. Okay, but there's circumstances. Let's go to 4 and 4. The 4th minute of the 4 hour brings you back to the 8. 404 is 244 minutes. 4 by 4 is 16 by 2 is 32. It is the back door, so it's a small reader. 32 plus 1 is your 33. Always remember that. 4 by 8 is 32. 4 plus 8 is 12. 32 and 12 is 44. 48 Super Bowl that we just played it. Bringing back the same numbers at 404. Becomes 4, 6, and 4. This becomes X marks the spot. 4 by 6, 4 plus 6. The both ways to get X and Roman numerals and the numerological, the numbers, the alphabetical count in the regular English North American alphabet that I know. Okay, so you get all these numbers, you hit that. And all these times are just going to tell you a ton of things. Pick a time. You want me to pick another time? I'm going to go to one more time. Again, and this becomes Venus also. I forgot to tell you, 969 ends up coming to Venus. 9 with 6, 9. 6 and 9 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 666 goes into 18. It's a game. You just play with it, and then you have to really figure out, well, what does it mean? Does it have any value in life? Of course it is. It's the answer. It's the answer to the equation, regardless of what words you put to it into the future. That is the equation, and that is the answer. And those are the words I perceive to put with it because I've put with those numbers before. That's all. It's not that hard to figure out. There's something else in here I missed, but I'm going to show you something. I'm going to skip over it for now. When you get back to 5 and 5, right? When you get to number 35, electric company, or 53, okay? 53, why don't you just say 555? 3 5s, right? 3 times 5 is 125. Fourth 5 makes it 625. 625 times 4 is 25,000. Plus 625 is 25,625. 5 times this is 25,625. 125 is 5 times 5 times 5. Okay? How many times does 125 go into this? I think it's 205 times. That 205 times 125 becomes 265, which is the communication of the lone wolf. Okay? Maybe Wolfman Jack. 625 times 4 plus 625, its own number. This is exactly what Messer does. Okay, he figures out, he has his set numbers because they're the equation, so the equation can never be wrong. He's always going to be right. The only wrong you can get is the multiplication and the adding with a calculator. It can be wrong. This is your 25,000. Earth and Mars, 52, 51, 103. Mercury, 52 Earth. You remember the 52 we had before? Do you know, with all these numbers, we cannot create something? There's something missing in all these numbers. There's no 3 and there's no 4. Because 3 is right over here. And 4 is right over here. 3 is inside 5. Just to let you know for simple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 3, 4, 2, 5. Oh, this is 100%. And Jack, right? He's number 25. 11.25. Half of that is 6.125. 6.125. 6.125. And then that becomes what? 6.125, and that becomes 1. How do you figure that? Can you do that for me? 6.125, cut that in half. 6.125, that would be 3.06. And then if you were linking, you have to link two sides. We have somebody from the outside of the world putting something into this world. Okay? You're starting in one cube and you're jumping to another cube. Between these two cubes, you come together over here to work the single cube of who you are. You take from 2 to put in 1. So we did that little thing. Oh, I have the phone. It's Caroline. I can't really answer right now. Sorry, Caroline. I got to finish this video. Okay. It is expression 323. Okay. If you want to do this, this would be 1111. Okay. The same time 1111, the difference is 6. 6 man creates the difference. 11 becomes 2. 6, 2, the queen. And that reflects the 24, which reflects the 86, which reflects the cat in the hat. Why did I mark 2 and A? Because 3 minutes to 3, and this one is 3 minutes after 3. A and B. The ace goes with the 2. Number 1 gets no number. Number 1 gets the letter. Because number 1 is more than 1. It's a whole of something. And if you turn it this way, it looks like a D delta. If you look at it on the side the other way, okay, it looks like you have a C inside. So you got a lot more into this letter A than anything else. The difference is 6. Okay? 2 before going towards, past, before, and arrival. the bypass of 3 5s, or 5 times 5 times 5. Here's your 35. Okay? Why and what does this mean? Okay? This is 158. This is a bypass. Okay? I live next to the 158. The 158 touches the 15, and the next big bypass from the 158 that it collides with is the 125 and the 25. So it becomes the percentage of, and 125. 13 times 28 days of the moon is 364, 365, 25. From one bypass to the next is the 158. 222 times 8 is 1776. 2 by 2 by 2. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is your 6 and 8. The difference is 4. Again, the cat is in her house. She has 3 numbers. She has 2 with a letter. 3 by 5 is 15. 3 5s create 125. Does this go into this? No, it does not. It's 115. There's not a quarter left over. But there's 25 5s in here, which makes 7. And there's 3 5s in here, which makes 3. Again, number 37 come together. 125 plus 15 is 140. 512, the missing number again is 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, missing numbers. 512 memory. 432, your vibration between your memory. The bypass between the 222 and the 158. 8 by 222 is 1776, and it works out to the Christ. It also works out that we're connected to the moon, and they've intercepted us. And all the vibrations that they put out, and everything that is done, the little bit that wouldn't even bother us, the noise, the cars, the sounds, the sports, the hurrah, the size of football fields only to get the right vibration. That's why some artistry and some things are refused in blueprints. It's all because we are super freaking human. They need to do so many things to make us go somewhere else, and the greatest thing that works against us is we don't know. We don't know there's anything else. And if we thought there was something else, then how do we know to believe? How do we feel it in our heart? The distortion. So at the end of all these times, we come to the last time. 1 to 1. 121. 11 times 11 goes back to 121. How time and the differences and expressions in time, because it's fixed. The numbers are there no matter what you do or tell me about any time in the day. I'm going to tell you a story. Because that's what I do. And that's what I like to do, because when I do it, I feel it. I feel the truth in the answer. The answer is the truth. 1 and 2 and 2 and 4, 2 minus 5. I give you an equation. Here's the equation. How many minutes before the hour has to be the same thing as how many minutes after the hour. So I choose 2. 2 minutes to 2. 2 minutes after 2. The difference is 4. But if it's 2 minutes to 2, that means it's 1 hour and 58. If it's 1 hour and 58, it's 118 minutes. If it's 118 minutes, or 1 to 18, which equals 19, which is the spirit, which count 1 to 19 is a total of 190. Count 1 to 18 is a total of 1, 7, and 2. 1, 7, and 2 is again the gateway that I just showed you of 7, 1, and 2, in which this one was 9 and 6. Where's that 7, 1, and 2? I must have messed it up. Here's your 13. This is your matrix. This is your spirit. This is your silver Mercedes spirit matrix. This creates electric company. 8 times 5, 8 plus 5. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 plus 5 is 13 equals 53. 3 5s. 3 5s. Same number comes in here. This is the time we work on. Every time. And don't forget, this happens twice a day. And if not 3 times a day, because I know Messer's going to multiply it by 3 and add it up, and that's okay, because that's going to give him the answer to the mathematical equation he uses for his perception and understanding in that situation. And that's what we go in to see. So you can't take, okay, we're going to do algebra, and then say 1 plus 1 is 3. Well, then we didn't do algebra. Well, not in that fashion. Now we're going to get to the receptors. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. And here's the full day. This one's full. It's not a number, it's 1. You get a whole day and you get a number 1. You've done more than 1, but you can only get 1 at the end. 2, 4, 6, 8. These are the hours. This is 1 o'clock. This is 2. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 o'clock. But it's a full cycle. This becomes the cat in the hat. All you have to do is add up 8, and between 6 and 8, all we need is 7, becomes 7, 2, 6, 8. We no longer need 4. 8 replaces 4, because it's 4 and 4 creating 8. It's 2 times 2 times 2. 3 areas, okay? Here, we have 20. 6, 12, 32. We now have an entry of 32 at the halfway point. 6 gets the entry. 6, 6, 6. All zeros get 6. 14, 30, 48. Space happens on birth. 3/4 DC. On the cross. Give me the light. This is 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is actually 8:51. 20, 22, 24. This is Grover Cleveland. This is where Grover Cleveland comes in at 12 o'clock, which is 1266, okay, which will give you your simple 7 and 8, which is the gateway, which is the month of October, in which Grover Cleveland, you have to use both equations. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. This one will equal 8. 0 equals 6. This equals 8, okay, no matter what you do with it, because it keeps reverting to the same thing. 2 times 0. Now, this one over here gives you 6 and 8. So the plus and the plus become 4 and 6. The other one becomes 4 and 8. 4 and 8, 4 and 6, 94. Pluto Mars, 48 Super Bowl. Pluto Mars plays. 86 is man. 2 times 2, 2 times 4 become your 6 and 8 again. 44 is space. 4 by 8 is 32. 32 plus 1 is 33, the entry of the 2 records. 4 plus 8 is 12, is 44. Back to 44 again. 12 o'clock. 40. This on the roulette table. These two are in the same line. They do not touch. Okay? 20 is in between, is above. Okay? There's a V that creates these numbers. 14 and 16 can touch. 16 and 18 cannot. The total of this is 12, 32, and 30. 52, 62, 70, 80, 90, 110, 112, and 24, 136. 136. If you add up the total of 136, the total is 136. Add up 1 to 16, which is the letter P, and that'll give you your 136. Then you take your P and put it back to your A, because P has to hold A in order to link the two of them, to stick your hand backwards and grab onto it. You're always grabbing back 1. You always need to grab back 1 to get the strand. You always go back 1. If it's DNA, you go back 1, you get the strand. This one's become doubled up. All the links become doubled up because they are connections, like a chain gang. Okay? So what happens? You get 136. So now you get the queen. The queen is 17. 136 and 17 is 153. ACE. The ace. The AC, the act of the energy in place. So now you have the queen, you have 1 to 17, you have the gateway, the piano, you've got 2, 3, and 4, but in 1, 3, 6, you do not have 2, 4, and 5. 2, 4, and 5 says it is the bed. If it is the bed, it means, do you not have the bed? Because you don't have the pearl. I'll make the bed when I have the pearl. If I don't have a pearl, I don't need to make the bedroom. But now that I have the bedroom, there must be a pearl that's going in it, a gemstone. 2, 4, and 5, which also will connect and tell you about the light. It hooks up that light, which is number 16. 16 again is the letter P, and we go back to 1, 3, and 6. 6 points for a field goal, and the season of the NFL has begun. 6 points, 1 point, 3 points, and 2 points if Mama decides to do it, right, without the leg this time. Do it without the leg. What is that supposed to mean? It means don't go for the extra point. Let's get 2 points. What is she trying to say? Get that 2 points, but you're not going to use the kick. The kick and the 2 points. Get a kick out of life. Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. So we did all this. Wait a second. There is something else. Let's do the whole thing before I go, right? This is for me, not only for you, so if you don't watch, it's okay. 2448. This, see, I bring it all down to a smaller value. 3, 1, 8.
I'm bringing it down to a lower value. This should be actually 7. This should be 56 times 3 is 168. Remember 158? This becomes 168. And the hours are 4, 5, and 6. This is the definition, the federation, DEF, definition, federation. So in this one, this will be 24. So it'll be 24, or it'd be 56. It would be 1. Excuse me. This would turn to 7. 21, that would be the cube. It would be 21. That would be the cube. Okay? So let's do this again. 3 times 1 times 8 is 24. We're going to leave it simple. 9 times 7 times 5. 35 times 9. 270 and 45 is 315. This one over here, again, it says the ace. This one over here, this is your plug-in. Again, you can see the light, the 666, the light of 8 and 8, 7 and 7 the gateway, 7 and 8 go together. Now we're going to go to the last one, and this is going to be 6 and 4 and 2. But this one should actually be 8. 6 by 4 is 24, by 2 is 48. Okay, 48. Do you see the way this one is 2, 4, 6? 2, 2, 4, 6, the first one, 2, 4, 6, the last one. And now I'm going to put these two together, 9 and 6, 15. I'll link these two together, and I'll link those two together. You have to do them all the possible ways. Don't forget, if you were gambling, there's ways to make the bets, okay? And the bets equal to the amount of equations you get. So this one is 315, and then this one over here is the same as the first one, is 48. Now we're going to get two answers. The answer is 3, 9, 6, 3. That's the answer to that. 3, 9, 6, 3. See between the two records of 9 and 6, right? Because don't forget, man lives spirit, which is incoming all the time and is reborn. Spirit is reborn every single day. The soul lives on. Okay? That's the way I see it. How can I write it? The spirit, 9, and the birth 9. Birth 9, and that's the soul. The soul. Okay? So now what I do is, what I can do is I go 27 and 18. 27 and 18. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 6 plus 3 equals 27. But this equals to 45, and 45 is all the numbers from 1 to 9 added. Now I can go ahead and I can do something on this. This here will be 72. That's your 72 hours in the clock. This is 339. This is 363. 363, 373, 383, 392, 440. The total of this is 440. Okay. Plus 8, 12, and 6, 18, and 9, 27, and 12 is 39. 479. Now, there's many ways to look at this, and I know I really didn't do much because I'm doing this for the first time. I'm just taking a look what everything has done. And when we had the total, where was that grand total we had here before? You see, if I made this work over here, this would turn into an 8. That's your church. If I make this work over here, this turns into a 5. That's your communication. If I made this work over here, this becomes 5 plus 1. That is your diameter. Why does it become 5 and 1? Because the 1, okay, is the middle of everything. So you have to say 5 and 1 because it's the extension that you get within your 5, okay? So you take these out, you actually get, on this one, you would get an 8. So this whole equation would revert back to 8, 6, 2, 8. 888.
I create situations. What value do they have? We're not here to argue the value they have. We're here to, or I'm here to just tell myself, because I want to see in the future, oh, what did I do to get that in my book? Oh yeah, I remember. It was in that video. Okay, so I do this for me. And what does it tell me? It tells me stories, tiny little bits of stories of information that when I plug numbers together from somewhere else, they tell me a story that I created in my own dictionary. And Raphael, I gotta go phone.